Hey guys, right, but out here blogging from paradise, clearing my throat, and kind of a overcast, not really muggy, but it's nice and cool day today here in lovely, tropical New Jersey. Is that easier? It's just tough to get them. There's always that glare. That's a little better, but it's tough to get them straight up. Yeah, see, whatever. We'll work with it. You could still see blogging from paradise over my shoulder. Today we're going to talk about why you should thank blogging critics, and the idea behind it, guys, is, and as I released the ebook of the day, which you could buy on Amazon, that's how to find your writing voice. This ties in really well, Chris, to the ebook of the day. So many folks don't write or blog in their own voice. Buenos días. ¿Cómo estás? I use the familiar note. Because if people just don't write in their voice, they don't blog in their voice, they're not authentic because they're afraid of receiving criticism. They just want to fit in. They don't want that uncomfortable feeling to bring up all those energies, anger, annoyance, agitation, grief, embarrassment. Like, I've experienced all these emotions after critics have laid into me over the years. But over the years, I've come to really thank these individuals because the only thing they do is bring up what's truly there. Now, here's what I'm saying. Yikes. Sorry. Early morning. We're working on it. If you receive criticism from someone and you experience a negative emotion arises in your being, that critic did you a favor that you want to thank them for instead of getting angry. Of course, you get angry. Allow the energies, whatever's there, allow it to happen. But what the critic did for you was root up or ferret out negative emotions that you're clinging to that are causing some lack of growth, that are causing maybe outright struggles or failures, that are causing financial problems, that are causing unhappiness. When you clear that out, and again, you want to thank them because they did you actually a great service. If that's there, if that's what's there, then you simply will grow so much more quickly. You'll grow like a freaking weed. And this happened to me so many times with my ebooks, with my blog, just all types of online stuff where critics would come along and say something and I would get angry and I'd get annoyed, I'd get upset, I wanted to rally the troops. And then over the years I started to realize, oh shoot, when I'm getting into the science of the mind and just energy, I should really be thankful because they brought up what I didn't want to see. And then from there, things would grow because I let go of that lower energy stuff and I did things less from fear because it wasn't in me. It's all fear-based, all that anger and all that annoyance and all that, and more from love. And then you get to see these videos and the ebooks and the audiobooks and, everything, the courses. But it was a very uncomfortable experience. But most people dodge critics because they know they're going to bring up on a deeper subconscious level the stuff that needs to go. Now, on the flip side, if a critic comes along and says, or a critic, sound like a cricket, right? Comes along and says to you, hey, your blog looks like garbage, and you're sitting with the feelings, you're not resisting them, and you feel clear. Some are trolls though, Chris, but you know what too? It's good to actually be with the trolls because if there's any anger or resilience or resentment we project on them and say we call them trolls. What is that? Is that an Issa sighting? That's Molly's sighting. She'll knock the books over. See, she's a bull in a china shop. Hi, Molly. Remember when she was a kitten, guys? Do you remember those videos? That's you. You could see yourself. She's self-aware. I swear. She's like the T2. She's like Cyberdyne Systems. Remember T2? It's going to be self-aware. On August 17th. Alright, so you could be entertained by her while I'm going over this, and I know this is distracting. This is the point of the Blogging from Paradise brand. We want to distract you. Great entertainment value. I mean, where are you going to get this? Nowhere in the blogging tips niche. And that's the best part about it. None of this is scripted. Do you think she's working off a script? This cat, more than any I've ever seen, doesn't give a shit about anything. I mean, she just does her own thing. She does not care. She's not even a dog cat. She's almost like dude. I'm trying to think if she's like the Big Lebowski. I don't know. She almost is like a feline version of the Big Lebowski. Anyway, dudes and dudettes. if nothing's there when somebody criticizes you, oh, they're saying about the trolls, Chris. That's true, but of course, if we're angry at them, we're like, you know, they're just trolls or they're just looking to get people. We have to analyze our energy when we're in that space. And that's the thing. Yeah, they could be totally unhappy. All their stuff on us is a projection. So it's all about them, and it's not about us at all. But of course, if it brings up anything like annoyance or they're just real, you know, low energy folks, then we kind of have to own how we're framing them. I'm not saying we're going to do things from a pure place of compassion, because I still say, yeah, they're trolls. But it's always good because they're just the mirror. They're the reflection. So it's something to keep in mind, which is very helpful because it helps to keep raising our energy. But then if nothing's there and they say something, you're garbage, somebody comes along and say, Ryan, you're garbage, yeah, your blog is garbage, then I think, yeah, it is kind of funny. You see another post. I think your blog is garbage, Ryan. The design is crap. And I'm just like, okay. You see yourself. She's seeing herself, which is pretty cool. And I don't even say okay. I'm like, okay, you know, no worries. You know, and I mean, she'll knock everyone over, and I want to see it happen because this is her. Talk about a brand killer. Watch, she'll knock that one over too. This is a type of cat. I'm telling you, this cat. Of course, it's just all a game to her, and she does it. There's no. I understand there's no intent or malice there. Watch this. Usually she'll attack. That's why she's so. See, she's great. I know. Isn't this funny? People could. She should go viral. I swear to God. She just. I love her so much because she just does not give a rat's ass. Like everything about her. So basically, guys, the idea here is, if nothing's there, then you could thank the critic too, because they showed you where you're clear. And if somebody comes along and they say to me, hey, Rye, you know, I'll thank them if they say, hey, your blog's crap, or I hate this, or I hate that. I just think you're, you know, whatever, anything. And there's nothing there, and I'm like, oh, no big deal. And it doesn't bother me at all, and I'm present with it, then that shows where I'm clear. And what that means is that shows you have confidence, clarity, and where you are just like cool with what you're doing. And that's the blessing of things. It would be like if somebody came along and said, hey, Ryan, you look so much like a girl, you have such girly features. That's clarity, because if they say that to me, I'll see here's a square jaw, and I'll feel, I'm like, you know, and like, you know, muscles, and just like I mean, not the lowest baritone James Earl Jones voice, but I have the clarity that I'm not. I have a feminine side, I suppose. Deodorant, but as far as my overall vibe and energy, I just know I'm more like a guy, so it doesn't bother me at all. I'm clear on that, and that's what I mean by clarity. Like, you feel fine if somebody shares their opinion, their projection. So in that case, it's actually a good thing, because if some critic comes along and says something, and it's not even it doesn't bother you, but you're just like, oh, okay, whatever. It's like, it's just not even water under the bridge, but it doesn't affect you in any way. No feelings come up. That shows where you're clear, and where you're clear is where you're going to really expand as far as your blogging success. Like, you're not going to be held back by any energetic baggage that most of us carry. But if they do get to you, thank them. Because that getting to you, that negative, lower fear-based stuff, even don't think fear-based, but anything other than love and harmony, it shows that you got to clear to grow like a freaking weed. Guys, we're going to roll, because I have a podcast interview at 1 today with Brian Lang. Should be very, very exciting. Hour long. Well, we'll see. Hour and a half, something like that. Well, knowing how I talk, probably more than an hour. But thank you so much, Chris, for joining. This is something to think about, guys. Critics, thank them. Thank cats that knock over all your books during an interview, trying to destroy your brain. No, I love her. She's such a piece of work, man. Because critics bring up in you stuff that you hadn't seen, that you hadn't analyzed, that you'd buried. When you clear that out, you'll become more successful more quickly. Because you'll clear out those lower energies, and you'll do things more for fun and more from like a space of love and genuineness, if that's a word. And the more authentic you are, you're just going to go higher and higher, and more people are going to find you, and more traffic, and more, like, all those sweet things are going to flow in, and you're going to enjoy the ride because you cleared out that stuff that you weren't aware was there. And critics are really good at bringing it out. So you want to thank them. Of course, you're going to be annoyed, you're going to be pissed. You want that energy to be there and be present with it. But over time, when you receive more criticism, and it's just going to happen, most people set up their blog so they don't have much of a presence because they do not want to face criticism. And I was the same way for so long. But then when it comes in, you learn how to just be present with the feelings and like, okay, blah, 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 I'm going to embrace this. And then you clear it, and then this sweetness happens. Because then as more you clear it, that's lower energy stuff's not there, so people can come along and say anything, and you'll be clear on what you're doing. So be like, oh, okay, cool. Or maybe you see some interesting feedback. But you just know it's mainly all about them, or it always is all about them. And then if there's any reaction on your part, then it's about you. And that means they're projecting in their world, so it's all about them. But if you feel that feeling, it's something you have to clear out. And by that feeling, I mean the lower energy stuff. And then if you feel clear on it, it's like, oh, no big deal. Then you know you're clear, and that's where everything expands. And again, this ties in with the ebook of the day, which you could buy on Amazon, How to Find Your Writing Voice. I think it has like 49 5-star reviews. It's the top rated book, or it's always one of the top rated books in its whole category on Amazon. And I think it's pretty cool read because folks really love it, because it allows you to be you, and you can just write like that. And we'll talk about this in a Facebook Live and Periscope video in a few minutes. I know Chris will be there. I don't want to assume. Yeah, it's just their opinion, Chris, and that's the key. You never care what critics think, it's just their opinion, and that's what it boils down to. It's like, it's their take, and has nothing to do with you. And then if it brings up anything somewhere along the way, then you just know based on this video that it's just something to clear out. So you might be angry, you know, it's their, you know, it's just because we're human, and it happens at times. But then if you don't, then you're cool. Then that's the cool thing, Chris. If you're not, you don't care, and you're like, no big deal, then you're clear. And that's what authenticity is. Like, I'm being me, and no worries what other people are saying, and that's where there's that energetic foundation to really grow things. Thank you so much, Chris. Thanks so much for joining, everybody. I'm going to roll. I love these videos. I'll share this in a bunch of other places later. It'll be time for some shoe polish pretty soon. Thank you, Molly, for knocking my books all over the place. As this is a cat that does not, the DNC does not care, and it's pretty classic because a lot of cats do care. Even in this house, they're kind of a little more meek, and she'll just come in and light up the litter room, and you know what I mean by that. Pot calling kettle, but anyway, if you want to buy the ebook of the day, it's How to Find Your Writing Voice. You can find it on Amazon. I may link in below. We'll see when I sweeten this up. Thank you, critics, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Chris, everybody else, really appreciate it. And until next time, see you on Facebook Live and on Periscope in a few minutes. Enjoy paradise. Ta-ta, guys.